Hi everyone, very good morning and good evening. So we'll start the session, guys. Let me share my screen. Okay. So today what we are going to do is we are going to discuss about views. So when it is coming to Snowflake, right? In normally any other traditional databases, we have the views related to like normal views and then materialized views. These are the two things basically, right? Here also the same thing, but little difference we have. Along with that, normal views and materialized views, we have here secure views. And at the same time, we have secure materialized views. These are the four views which it is available here. One is normal view, another one is materialized view, another one is secure view, another one is secure materialized view. So these are the different things what we are having in our Snowflake. Now almost all it will be similar, but small difference will be there when it is coming to the normal views, right? This is like it won't store any data. It means storage is not applicable for these views. Always it will refresh when the data is refreshed from a base table. It kind of, we can say that it's a mirror image of a base table. It's nothing but always it will refer from base table when you are creating. When the table is refreshed, this view also is going to refresh. Here storage is not applicable. But the drawback with this normal view is when you are dealing with huge volume of the data, the performance will be little slow. Latency will be there. That is the main drawback of the normal view. Coming to the same thing, materialized view, here what will happen is storage applicable. Because of the storage applicable, here also what will happen is when it is going to refresh, here we will used to call it as periodical refresh. For example, daily once you wanted to refresh or every 1 hour you wanted to refresh, the data will be refreshed from a materialized view. And along with that, these materialized views, when it is coming to this, here what will happen is it is very fast when compared to normal views. When you are dealing with huge volume of the data, here it will be very fast because already it will have the pre-compute will be there, periodical refresh will be there, and when it is coming to the Snowflake materialized view, right, in any project, we will not prefer to use Snowflake materialized views because of restrictions. And at the same time, these materialized views are chargeable. Because of these two things, so mostly we won't prefer utilizing materialized views in Snowflake. But if you want very fast performance without latency, you wanted to see the data, then we can able to perform this Snowflake materialized view. But most of the time, so it will be avoided. So because of the mainly, so because of the costing, and then at the same time, the reason behind that is related to this another like conditions. We will see that. So what are the conditions it will be there, and then how it is going to be charged, and all those things we will see it here. Now, let's come to secure view. This is similar like a view only, but only the thing is added advantage is here. It is secured. It means definition of a view. Definition cannot be visible to other roles. That is the main thing. It means, let's say, suppose I created a view. I created secure view. When you are trying to access the view, yes, you can able to access it. But when you are trying to see the definition of the view, it means how the view is created, and at the same time this particular view, how it has been created, and what are the conditions you have implemented, from which all the tables you are trying to implement this view. These things, if you wanted to see that you cannot able to see. So within this particular secure view, that is not possible. That is the main thing when it is coming to secure views. And secure materialized views also same thing, like a materialized view. Here also definition cannot be visible to the other roles. And basically, why we will go for a view? What is the business scenario? Why we have to go with? Generally, we have a data in a view. So data in a table. When you have a data in a table, so what is the necessity of going for a view? Let's say here, for example, let me show you. We'll take one example, then we will understand. Okay, let's observe this one. Now, see this. Let's assume this is related to group of network hospital data. When group of network hospitals, what they will do is they're all related, birth related information, diagnosed information, death related information, patient's information, discharge information, all these things. So they are going to implement, and then they are going to send to the centralized storage. Nothing but in a one, from the group of hospitals, the data they will send it to main hospital table. Let's assume that this is a centralized table. What will happen is, from this group of network hospitals, every 2 days once, every 2 days once, they will send the data. Now here, this particular centralized table, it contains complete information. It will have millions of data, it will be there. It's a huge volume. And whenever they received, let's assume, birth related information, whenever this table receives death related information, birth related information, they have to send it to government authorities. So for the count, or like for the implementation, they need to send it to the government authorities. Whenever they wanted to send these details to the government authorities, here the table data is available. But if they wanted to access every time, for example, 2 days, every 2 days once the data will come here, every 2 days once they wanted to get the data from the table, what will happen? Computationally, it will be expensive, and at the same time, every time you need to fetch the data from the table, right? From the complete data, you are trying to fetch the information. Instead of this, what we can do is we can create a view. When you create a view or materialized view, especially related to this particular data, related to the death or related to birth, whatever it may be, only whenever the data comes related to that information, this view will be refreshed immediately. Whenever the data refreshes, you no need to fetch anything from the table. Directly the view will be there. The view will refresh the data, and then the users can able to see the information here, right? So that's the main intention of a views. Instead of accessing the huge volume of the table, which the data you are very frequently utilizing most of the time, any reporting tools, right? They are going to fetch the data from the views only, not from a table. Always they will access the views, whatever the, for example, region wise data, vendor wise data, and then like a sales related, the city wise information data, country wise information data. Based on their requirement, they will create a views. When they create a views, they are going to access those particular views. Then they can able to understand what the exact information. If it is refreshed immediately, the information will be available in front of them. That is the advantage of the view here. Now let's see, we'll see how we can able to create a different type of views here based on our data. What we will do is we will create a view. Let me take any table. Okay, this table we will take it. We will see first what is the data it is available here. This is actual table, right? In this particular actual table, we have around 71 rows, right? And what I will do is, based on any condition, I will create a view here, create view, and then I will give view name, my view, as here I will give the condition. So in a view, see this, when I am creating a view, right, I wanted to give the different the values for this different columns for this. I don't wanted to give exact column here. Let me, for example, average covered charges, I will give as alias name as ACC, comma, and I don't wanted to display this to the end user as it is, as ATP, comma, total discharges. Here the total discharges will be as TD, comma, I will give, just I am giving the alias names, and then total payment, total payment, total payment as I will give TP. From this is the table, this is the table, and from this table we will pick this information, that too where I will give the where condition, where I wanted to get the information only. This information belongs to reference region, referral region. I will pick this referral region equal to, I will pick this referral region only, this referral region I am going to pick this. Now observe this one. Now if I try to create view for this one, only for this referral region, I am creating a view with this only some limited columns. I am not picking all the columns, I am picking the only limited columns. Now I am creating a view. Now the view is created. Now refresh it. You can able to see the view here. The view is created. See this number of columns is 4. And then if you see the data from the view, select star from the view, observe how the view, you can able to see that. See this, the view I can able to see ACC, ATP, and then TD, and then TP. So because we created these columns, we understand what is this columns abbreviation and then what is this column refer to, right? But any new person, when they see this data, they cannot understand what is this, what exactly this is, and then this is, right? So like this we will create a view. Let's observe this. Now this is a normal view, right? The same condition, I will create different views here. When you are creating a different views, like I will create secure view. Now just give the keyword called secure, and here yes underscore view. Now with the same data I'm creating secure view. This is related to secure view. Same way I will create another view called materialized view. Here I need to give materialized, materialized, and then here I will give m underscore. So hello, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Let me share my screen, guys. Don't know, something happened. Okay, fine. So what I have done is, here I created all the different type of views: normal view, secure view, materialized view, and then secure materialized view. Now when you observe here, you can able to see the view. This is a materialized view. This is secure view. See this one, secure view. This is secure materialized view. Now if we try to access the data from all the views data, you can able to access it here. See this first one is a normal view. This is a secure view. You can able to see the data. We have 2 rows, and then this is materialized view. Here also, when you execute this, This materialized views also you can able to see the data. You can see the data. Same way, secure materialized view also you can able to see the data. All the views are same, right? By seeing the data you can able to see that. But when you are performing with huge volume of the data, when you are trying to access view, when you try to access a materialized view, little latency will be there, like fraction of seconds latency will be there. So that's the main thing. So when it is coming to the views, now let's say here, so we have different things, right? Okay, if you observe show views, let's observe this one. Once you created a data, we can able to see the data in the all the views. And then if observe the show views, we can able to see the definition of the view. See this one, these are the different views. And then you can able to see the definition. See this one, this is the definition of the view, how you created the condition, what all the columns you have included, and then which table you have included in this particular view. You can able to see the definition here. And you can able to see this one is secure true, is materialized true. These are is materialized true, that those are the materialized views. These are the is secure, this is a true. These are related to our secure views, right? These are related to secure views. But what will happen is, when you create a secure view, this definition of the view, how you created this view, it cannot be visible to the other roles. That is the main intention of secure view. That's the main reason the secure views can able to share. In the previous session, when you share the particular objects, we have an option to share secure views only, not the normal views. Because when you share the data to others, now how you created that particular view, and then what are the condition you have implemented, you wanted to hide those information, right? When you wanted to hide those information, that's the main thing. So you are going to hide the information because of this secure view. Got it? So that's the main thing when it is coming to secure view. Now let's see. What I will do is, I will create a new role here, developer. Then we will see whether these views can be accessed. I mean, this they can able to access it, but these views definition, can the developer can able to see it or not, we will see. Now I created these different views with the help of account admin, right? Now before that, see this. Once you created a view, these views we can able to access it. And whenever you done any changes for your base table, immediately the changes will be reflected to the view also. For example, here in this view, let me take any one data. I will try to delete this data. For this specific related data, I will try to delete it. I can see total discharges, I think total discharges 38. I will remove this one. Based on the total discharges, I will delete this from the source table. What we will do is delete from table. I will use this table. I will give where condition total discharges. Specifically total discharges, we have one value here for 38 or 19. I will remove any one thing from the base table equal to 19. I will delete it. Now if I do this, the value belongs to 19, it will be removed from the base table. See this, where I am doing the changes. I am doing the changes in a base table, not on a views. Once you created a view, you cannot able to do, you can have only read permissions. You cannot able to like have delete permissions in a view. You cannot update the view. That is not possible. View, it will have only read permissions. Now observe this one. We deleted from a base table, 3 records has been deleted. Now if you check the data, total discharges 19, it won't be available here. Now this one row, which belongs to total discharges 19, it has deleted from a base. Now, if you observe the views, see this one, we didn't done any changes here in the view. See this, what you observed? Whenever the change happened in the source table, immediately the change has been reflected here, right? The same way here, if you observe this here, another view, this is secure view. See this one, reflected. Materialized view. See this, reflected. Secure materialized view, reflected, right? But here, so when it is coming to the materialized views, right, there is some restrictions in a Snowflake when it is coming to materialized view. You cannot use self join conditions. You cannot use group by conditions. You cannot use like functions. Those are all restrictions in a materialized view. Those are all the limitations. That's the reason most of the time we will avoid it. And at the same time, when you are running a materialized view, that will be chargeable. How much time the refresh is happening from the backend, for that the Snowflake is going to charge from us. See this, these are all the restrictions, like self join conditions is not possible, and then UDFs, user defined functions, is not possible. Going forward, we are going to discuss what it means by the UDF. Windows functions not possible to implement. Having class, order, limit, group by, these are all the restrictions in a materialized view. But in other databases, you don't have restrictions for a materialized view, but here you have a restrictions. What will happen is, in Snowflake specifically, when you create a materialized view, background maintenance services will run. Because of the background maintenance service, this we will call it as a serverless feature. Whenever the data refreshed, here Snowflake is going to charge. Just nothing but they have improved the performance, but again they are charging. That's the reason we won't use it. If you wanted to see, like, so if I want, just a minute, let me show you. You can able to see that information from refresh history. When you see this data, you can able to understand how this materialized view is charging. Information schema, materialized view refresh history. When you use this, see this one, this table will be updated after like 45 minutes. Normally the delay will be there. Start time, end time, and then you can immediately see how many credits has been utilized for this particular materialized view. It will be some 0.002 something, but even though the charges is applicable, this is a serverless feature. Whenever you are utilizing the materialized view, so there is a charge, right? That's the reason we won't prefer this. So most of the time, so we won't prefer this, the materialized view concept. So let's see, let's come to this one. So when it is coming to this, we will see. So, so how this is going to be restricted? What I will do is, let me create a role here. Like I will go here to create a role. Simple, I will create a one role here, developer role. For the developer role, we will give the access to all these databases, schema, and then view access. After that, we will assign this role to specific user. After that, we will give the access to the view. Then we will see how this will behave. This is very important. Snowflake 8. Now we given the grant permissions for the developer to this particular user. Now we need to give the grant permissions to the database, schema, warehouse, right? Now let's come to this grant usage on warehouse to the developer. Okay. Now same way, database permission. Let's come to the database permission. Grant usage on the database. Database is class to the role developer. and then at the same time grant usage on schema. Schema will be public schema. This is public schema to the role developer. Now we need to give the access to this particular view, right? So grant select permissions on a view, we have to give it. Now when it is coming to, we have 4 different type of views, right? Grant select on view, and then view name is my view to the role developer. This is one view. Same way again. So for all the different views we have to give the permission, right? One is for secure view, another one is for materialized view, another one is for secure materialized view. These are the different views. Now we are giving developer, for this particular developer we are giving access to, grant access permission to all the views here. Now let's observe this. We given the grant permission for the all the views. It means this developer can able to access these views, right? Now let's change the role to the developer. Now we'll use role developer. Now we are changing the role to the developer. Access control. Okay. Grant role the developer to Snowflake 8 user. Now change the role to the developer. Spelling mistake. Okay. Now observe this one, developer role, right? Now if I observe the developer, with the developer role, developer can able to see the data in a normal view. Developer can see the data in secure view. Developer can see the data in, see this, materialized view. Same way developer can able to see the data in secure materialized view, right? All these things the developer can able to see the data, right? Now observe this, the main difference now. When you see the definition of the view, observe this. These are the 4 different views. Observe the definition now here. What about the secure, which it is mentioned as a secure as a true? This developer can able to see the definition of the view, how this view has been created, which from which table the view is created, what all the key columns we have implemented, like we have converted those things. Actually it is has been hidden, right? That's the reason we will call this as a secure view. Secure view, it is nothing but just we are hiding the information, how the view has been created. This information we are hiding to the other roles, but even they can able to access the data, but they cannot able to understand. Even when they are accessing the data, they can see the data, but they cannot able to understand, okay, what is this columns all is about, from which table I got this particular data. The base information we are hiding from the other roles, right? That is the main intention of the view, like secure views. And so most of the time, remember this, materialized view we won't use it, materialized secure view also we won't use it. Just Snowflake has given an option, but instead of materialized view in Snowflake we have an option called dynamic table option. Most of the time we are going to use dynamic table option. Recently, like around nearly 1 year back, they have introduced dynamic table. From that day onwards, so most of the requirements whenever they have a requirement of using materialized view, they will go ahead and then they will work with a dynamic table concept only. No one now, so most of the projects no one will use materialized views until unless if it is really mandatory, then only they will go for it. It's a lot of drawback, and at the same time it is chargeable. Other views are not chargeable, materialized views are chargeable. That's the reason we won't use materialized views. So what is the main intention of this creating the views? It's a more very frequent accessible. When you wanted to get the data from any table, instead of that they will create a view, they will give the access to the other reporting tools, other users, whatever it may be, they will give the access, but they don't have any control on it. For example, I got access to the view. Let's assume now the developer, right, I can able to see the data in the view, right? Now if I try to delete something from the view, delete from view, any view, what, not only the secure view, not only materialized view or the normal view, whatever it may be, see this, you cannot able to do that. Even though, let me come to the account admin role. Now this is account admin role, right? Now I will try to delete. See this, what it is telling? No, it is not possible, right? So once it is created, the view is created, so you cannot able to delete any data from the view. So it is not possible to update anything from the view, you cannot do it. Always it has to be come from your base table only. Whatever the changes you are going to do it in the base table, those changes will be reflected in the view. So that is the so main concept of the views case here. Okay, so we will stop it here. We'll come to the questions. In the next session, we will discuss about tags concept, and then we will discuss about user defined functions implementation. We will stop it here, guys. If the definition is not visible for the secure view, how can we see the identify the columns? We can see the like a columns, whatever the columns they have defined it, you can able to see that, but actually from where it has been derived, that you cannot able to see it. So that's the main intention of the secure view. If they wanted to understand properly, if they wanted to see, so from where it has been derived, then you will create a normal view only. I'm sorry guys, in between some, I think issue with the link or net, I am not sure, it got disconnected and then reconnected. Can we create a view on a shared table? You can, on the shared database you cannot able to create a view, Kalyani, but what you can do is you can bring this data to our normal table, I mean normal database. On top of that you can create a view if you wanted to create a view.
Oh, then
Combination of your account not possible. No.
no. Okay.
So, because
If
it's a user account, right? So no, you cannot do that.
again we have to store that data in another table, and then on top of that we have to create a view
Correct.
using it.
Yes, you are right.
Again, that is a storage, right?
Yes, definitely. Already if the data is available in any of the database, then so we can able to create a view. So from the other, if already if it is sharing, then no, there is no point of creating a view again. So because when you are sharing, right, you are sharing the complete the table data, right? You don't wanted to share the complete table, you wanted to share only the specific things, then you will come to the view, only the subject wise information, only the specific information.
Can we create a view on top of a view? Like we can have a combination of view and table and create a view in Snowflake?
Mhm. So one
Um,
view, it's a combination of
norm-
another view.
in normal databases, we can do that, right? View
Yes,
and table combination can we can.
we can same thing we can able to do it. Only the thing is the restrictions of the security. That's it. Remaining everything is same like a normal databases.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions? Okay, guys, we will close it for today. See you tomorrow, guys. Thank you all. Thanks for your time.